Holmes, I can't believe it. Did you just miss? Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund bankrupt. Nelligan missing. The Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio and has accordingly been assigned for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. The liquidation of a company is a pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht, preparing for departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted both by the police and his creditors.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Now I go back. Let's go. Dawson and Nelligan.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Hey, Aki.
1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Is Joshua Nelligan on here?
Log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Log notes for August.
Maybe they're in a private...
Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign. Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
I'll summon those children. His lackeys or kids. Wait, from the window. Window.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Aww.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, as his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors?
So uninterested.
Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Rum and red lights. Yep.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly. A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Yes. What do you want?
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always. What happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well,
Great,
the
huh?
constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Never.
Breathtaking.
So funny. His eyes look dead. With the policeman, Lestrade, he looked like he had eyeliner on. Every time someone says something, I should just say breathtaking. Say it with the most like calm voice. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Not
These-
that again.
These
Oh,
are the
oops.
suspect's belongings.
Wait, why did they take his shoes? Why is that part of the belongings? It's like, hey, you there. We need your shoes before you come in. You can't wear your shoes. You have to go bare feet around this place.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5. The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
Cool, cool.
A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Or so you say. It might be a hidden weapon. Make him talk. Oh, I can open it now. Ooh, what a fancy office. Shapes of noses. Okay. Alright, as one does. Carry on.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
That's a really pretty plant. Where is he? Is that to interrogate him? Is he in here?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Okay.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely. And considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought
Yeah,
here?
I've been close.
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Let's profile him. Oh. Another crest. Oh. Wait, I thought we took his shoes. He's wearing shoes. He carries shoes with him at all times, an extra pair. Just ties it on his belt. It's like, yeah, carry my shoes.
That's
around
all
with
for
me.
now.
He's the gardener, isn't he?
What
think
am
it
I
is.
doing?
This one. All right. These probably match. Yeah.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
That's right. I think he's a gardener. Liam Hurtley's boots match the footprints at Woodman's Lee, thus proving that he was there. Judith Carey denies that he was their gardener. Let's go have a talk with her. You're lying, ma'am. Why are you lying? He has a crested handkerchief too, so maybe you guys are together. Maybe Nelligan, his dad, and Peter Carey was on the same expedition. They managed to get the money. She found out and collaborated with the gardener, and then they took the money. and then Gardner killed him with a lucky throw. That's what
Does the name
might have
Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Lies!
Thank you, madam.
Who could...
Liar. You're lying. Okay, let's go analyze the letter. Recover Hurtley's letter.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition,
Okay.
orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Okay. Is that the colorless? Alright. All 7 has to be used. Okay. Think about this. Wait,
First condition, second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition.
Okay, so it's blue. Nothing. So blue, green. Then what's the third one? Blue, green. Well, how about blue, green, blue, orange, clear, and orange again, and then clear. Blue, green, blue, orange, colorless, orange, and colorless.
Done. Now I can proceed further. Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
I'm wiping myself. Okay. Gameplay right here.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
But I beg you to reconsider. Ion, ice, and remember our vows. I have done nothing dishonorable for which you, me. I should do that in English accent, shouldn't I? Oh my god, I have the most horrible English accent. I did as you asked and hit them well, but I beg you to reconsider. Remember our vows. I have done nothing dishonorable for which you, me. That's it. Hurtley Hurtley is a soldier who was arrested by the police as a suspicious individual seen prowling around at night near Woodman's Lee. He's a former soldier who left the military with a dishonorable discharge after having been wounded in the neck by shrapnel. Now he lives a quiet life working as a gardener. Wait, how did you know that he was military and wounded in the neck by shrapnel? Just from that old scar. Could have been wounded by anything. Oh yes. Find a use. Piece of stock exchange certificate. Can I use my archives? No. No. Where did I see that before then? Oh, how about, let's see, the brigand attempts and the missing tin box. Oh. Alright. It's not.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
What did you
So
hide?
tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Your letter.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Your boots.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
You're the gardener.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee. Locked.
Talk to her. Get the door open.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, mother.
Hook.
Let's see what could be hidden here. Let us see what is in this box.
Oh my god. What is this? Oh. What? Okay. Okay, let's find what fits, right? Oh, I can. Okay, okay. Oh, cool. Oh, I get it. Okay. Oh! Got it. There's 3 sections. That was some kind of hydraulic thing.
A bundle of letters in a woman's
Which obviously
hand
wouldn't have-
with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That
knew
is
it.
interesting.
Liam, my dear, you have been so good to me that all the time that I have so good to me all the time that I've known you. Suppose I cannot describe these feelings, but I suppose that they are sinful and no good can come from them. I fear what might happen. I fear going against God. I thank you for your care, but I cannot leave the man with whom I have been bound by God. It is his divine will, and thus my husband is the cross that I must bear. He makes my life a living hell, but bruises fade, and you must not worry for me. Oh my god, she gets beaten. That's not nice.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has
What did he do?
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Leave.
Oop. Judith Carey's confession. Judith Carey begins to cry and says that she cannot forgive Hurtley for what he has done, even though she still loves him. Liam Hurtley's letter. harmless flirting. It has been confirmed that Liam Hurtley was flirting with Peter Carey's wife and even fell in love, but it didn't go beyond the affectionate, but harmless letters and words. Oh, another one. Hurtley's presence at Woodman's Lee on the night of the murder is explained by his affection towards Judith, Carey, and the fact that he worked there as a gardener. I still have to do something with that piece of paper. Maybe something here. Maybe in Nelligan's notebook? Let's go try.
I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Of Dawn's room.
These are the suspect's belongings. I wonder if these are connected.
Oh, CPR. Number 8532.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Missing papers. A stub of bond certificates found in a cabin proves that certificates for the companies listed in Nelligan's notebook had once been there. Missing tin box. Valuable bond certificates were kept inside the stolen tin box. Ooh. John Nelligan could have been caught stealing the bond certificates. This might have been a motive for him to murder Peter Carey. Oh, Nelligan is guilty. Oh, John Hopley Nelligan murdered Peter Carey. This is proven by his dishonesty and the fact that he was at the scene of the murder. Condemned. John Hopley Nelligan has been found guilty of the murder of Peter Carey. He must be punished by the law for his desperate crime. Absolved. John Nelligan is a victim of circumstance. His childhood was overshadowed by the loss of his father. He always dreamed of a reunion to find out what happened. He made a poor decision and so fell into trouble. No, continue. Still have stuff to do. Absolutely continue.